Okay, let's get to our segment, Unbelievable. We talked on the show yesterday about something that really ticked me off, to be honest. The fact that you had a woman named Susanna Keilman who organized the public safety rally that happened for Ina Kwan in downtown Seattle on Saturday, the pregnant woman who was shot and killed in broad daylight. And because Susanna committed the cardinal sin of being a Republican, all the little activists in Seattle were like, oh, they have different motivations, political motivations for holding a public safety rally, which is absolutely absurd. And one of the people who was trying to attack Susanna, again, for the crime of caring about a pregnant woman who was killed, is an account in Seattle called Divest SPD. So this account got a lot of traction during the whole defund the police movement, et cetera, et cetera. And this person who runs it is just attacking her, saying, this event is organized by a failed GOP candidate, blah, 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 blah. So just trying to discredit her. Again, for what? For what reason? So after this, our friends Ari Hoffman and Jonathan Cho, they put out a joint piece in the Post-Millennial. And it turns out that the guy who runs this account, an activist named Justin Ward, literally used to live in China and work as a propagandist for the Chinese Communist Party. And this is something he's genuinely proud of. So not only is this little woke Twitter account just run by some little white boy, right? But he actually used to, very proudly, work for an entity of the Chinese Communist Party. He worked for the People's Daily, which is the official newspaper of the Central Committee of the Chinese Communist Party. And like I said, this isn't even something in the past that he has tried to hide. Jonathan Cho dug up some previous tweets that he's sent out about this affiliation. He said, there was many of them, but he said, I lived in China for 8 years. I worked for state media. So again, he's confirming it in his own tweets. And then he proceeds to talk about how great China was. He said, I had 15 days paid vacation. My health insurance covered 90% of medical costs with no premium of deductibles, blah, blah, blah. He goes on to say, we've been in the barbarism stage a while. I wish either automated luxury communism would come or extinction, tired of waiting around. And so he says multiple times, yeah, I'm a communist. And he worked again for the Chinese Communist Party. And this is one of the people who has been most influential in the progressive sphere in Seattle when it comes to the anti-police sentiment. There are progressives who listen to this person. They are responsible for, I think, a lot of the traction among a small group of Seattleites online when they talk about an anti-police sentiment, when they attack people like me, when they attack people like Susanna. So again, here you have a guy who thinks he's holier than thou, fighting back against the police, vilifying a woman, a Korean American, who wanted to hold a rally in honor of another Korean American who was murdered in broad daylight along with her unborn child, her husband shot, a business owner. He wants to act like he has the moral high ground. Like, oh, their intentions can't possibly be pure. They're Republicans. And at the same time, what are his intentions? He worked for the Chinese Communist Party pushing out propaganda, and he's proud of it. And he runs a Twitter account without his name on it, talking about the benefit of divesting money from our police force at a time of record crime. What a joke. I actually love this because to me it furthers the mission. I was talking earlier about my 5-year plan to awaken the reasonable middle. One of the key things that's stopping the reasonable center, even in Seattle, from waking up is their fear of the far left fringe. Their fear of accounts like this that vilify you if you support the police, if you want public safety. They call you racist and every name under the book. They out you as a Republican. Oh, God forbid. But hopefully it becomes easier for the reasonable people to ignore accounts like this because they know that the person behind it is dishing up propaganda for communist China. Unfreaking believable.